a flower. I will blossom to the first light. There comes the rain, then comes the cold, then comes the sunlight. I will grow, I will flourish, just like a rose.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Style with Roses. My name is Rose Sibisi, and I am your host. Today is very, very special because it takes us on the journey of progression of a rose. You know, when a rose is blossoming, it always comes out in stages and it transitions. If it comes out too quickly, it may shrivel and die. But if it just follows the natural progression of what it was created to do, that's when the true flourish comes out. So today, oh my goodness, I am so, I don't know, am I gonna cry? But today's flourishing rose just epitomizes everything when it comes to Zambian entrepreneurship. Every time her name pops up, all of us women are like, yay, take one for the girls. But it's not just for the girls, it's also for the men and young budding generation that is out there. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about a dual qualified English solicitor and a Zambian advocate. She started off in corporate and has served in many senior roles as well as a non-executive director on several boards. Having worked under one of Africa's most successful businessmen, she then had the strength, the impetus, and the transition of a rose, starting up her own company here in Zambia, Java Food Zambia. Who am I talking about? Yes, you guessed it. I have Katebe Monica Musonda on set today. Isn't that exciting? You definitely don't want to miss this. Join us on Style with Roses today and hear all about it in a conversation you've never ever heard before. It's only on Style with Roses. See you soon.
Lost in tonight, cause the feeling is right.
Welcome back. I'm having fun in my home because I've got a very special guest that I want to show off today. Super excited to have my sister, Monica Musonda. How are you again?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here today.
Oh, I'm so excited you're here. You have no idea. So, Monica Musonda, one of our first prominent women entrepreneurs in Zambia. We really brag on her because she is a dual qualified English solicitor as well as a Zambian advocate. But what we love her for is she is a classic example of a flourishing rose, moving from one type of a rose bush onto another that will impact many lives. So she established Java Food Zambia, which makes noodles and all the good things that we like to enjoy. But most importantly, what we love her for is that she is training us and showing us that the journey of entrepreneurship is not as easy as it sounds, but you can still look good doing it because you always look good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
So today we're having a conversation on the rise of an entrepreneur and the issues that are around it so that we just inspire and impact the budding roses. But before we get to the serious talk, Monica, so we've got a little light-hearted conversation that we like to have with you on set. So we just want to find out from you a few quick questions, but no cheating, and you speak from the heart, and you just hit me with the answers as they come. Can we do that?
Yeah, I hope I'll be fast enough.
I hope so. Fastest answer first, but then there's no competition. It's just really about you.
Okay, no problem.
So let's try this. The first thing you do before you travel.
Say a prayer.
Floors have tiles and doors have?
Knobs.
Batteries have negative and positive, while directions have?
Arrows.
Nice. Shirts have buttons and books have?
Pages.
How many degrees are found in a circle?
None.
Your biggest fear?
Failure.
The best compliment you've ever received?
I'm a warm, kind person.
Ah.
Yeah.
But what about the worst thing you heard a stranger say?
That I need to smile more.
Ah, you do?
Yeah.
Oh. Are you a micro or macro manager?
Micro.
Okay. Was last week good or bad for you?
Good.
First thing that comes to mind when you hear, and I'm just going to pop out words and you just hit me with it. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear boss?
Monica.
Pillow.
Sleep.
Weather.
Warm.
Kite.
Sky.
Garden.
Roses.
Rose.
TV.
Noodles.
Java Foods.
Yes, we got that. You hit that right on. And there we go. We get to know a little bit more about Monica. And now we talk about the inspirational part. Don't go away. We're having an amazing conversation today, talking about the rise of the entrepreneur. And we need to look at some of the steps and the lessons that have been learned along the way. And we've got just the right person to do that for us today. Don't go away. Keep watching. We'll be right back. When we come back, Monica on the couch with me, Rose Sibisi, only on Style with Roses. See you soon. And welcome back. You are watching Style with Roses with me, Rose Sibisi. And today is super exciting as always, but every episode is super special because of the guests that I have. And today has been more exciting because I've got Monica Musonda on set with me today. Monica, now you're on the couch. Welcome again.
Thank you.
Yes. So today we're talking about the rise of the entrepreneur. As we all know, in Zambian entrepreneurship, you cannot talk about that word without the name Monica Musonda coming up. So we're all about the budding roses and passing on the lessons and the inspirations that we've had along the way. Monica is the CEO of Java Foods that she self-started, having worked with one of Africa's most successful businessmen. Apart from that, she sits as a non-executive director on several boards. So she has to make a lot of decisions in terms of how business is run. We are so honored that she is here today to share some Rosepiration to the budding roses. So Monica, I'm just thinking out here, like, what does it take to become a successful entrepreneur?
In one word?
In one word.
Passion.
Passion. Okay, so now if you had to put a few more words to that, where does that passion come out and how do you push it out?
I'd say also determination. I think having a great idea and really believing in yourself and in the idea. The courage to keep on going. The persistence when things are difficult. And, as I say, the passion, because you're going to have to really love what you do. When you have no money in your pocket, when your customer's not paying you, when you just had a really hard day, you better love your business.
Exactly. And the interesting conversation that we had offset as we were getting ready, one of the things that tends to discourage us sometimes as entrepreneurs is comparison. How does one, as an upcoming entrepreneur, stop worrying about what the next person is doing? Because maybe now today, I like what you're doing with Java Food, so I want to start making noodles as well. How do I stay in my lane?
Yeah, and I think it's a really important thing because I think sometimes looking over your shoulder or looking at other people can sometimes distract you, can make you lose focus, but can also hurt you because sometimes you think, well, they're doing better. The saying, the grass is greener on the other side.
That's true.
But sometimes you really just have to focus on your own business. Everything is a cycle. Your friends may get there quicker, but you may take you longer, but your success may be bigger. But I think that the reality is stay in your own lane. Believe in your business and, understand and learn. And I think that's the best way to do it. And, I mean, even for myself, I've looked, and there have been a lot of people who started their business at the same time. And some haven't made it to the end. I mean, there isn't an end, I'll say that. We've lost a lot of people. Some have changed. Some have continued, other people have just completely given up. But you still have to keep on going.
Exactly. And giving up is not, it's easy for us to sit here and say it's not an option, but I'd imagine that some of the reasons why they would want to give up is maybe they feel that their business is not as lucrative as it used to be, the industry gets saturated. But what are some of the challenges that you've experienced along the way?
Sure, I'll tell you, I mean, we are in consumer goods. As you say, Java Foods, we supply easy noodles, we do super cereal, and we do a snack as well. So our space is definitely selling into retail or into wholesale. So some of our biggest challenges are, one, keeping up with retail, because you can see ShopRite and Pick n Pay, their growth has been really, really big. And the issue is you don't supply one shop, you supply all the stores, whether it's Kasama, Mongu, or Lusaka, whether it's one box or 100 boxes. So if Mongu wants one box, and the cost of sending that box is more than the box you're sending, you still have to send it. So those have been some of the, in the early days when the product was first new, those were some of the challenges we experienced. We also experienced, people delay in payments, which is often quite common.
Oh yeah, I mean,
so which
so
really
tough
hurts.
these days.
Hurts for cash flow, because if you're not paying me, I'm not able to pay my own expenses. So that was one of our issues. Also, getting working capital at an affordable rate. I think Zambia is, as we know, borrowing is really expensive, and it hurts if you don't have a lot of collateral, or your business is just starting. Where do you get this money to keep the lights on?
Yeah, exactly. So what are some of the things that one needs to keep their eye on?
I'll say have one customer, one good paying customer that pays for certain bills.
80-20 rule kind of thing.
Yes, exactly. And I think that will keep you going. Manage your expenses. So before you go and rent out the fancy office, make sure you've got some cash. Keep your costs manageable until you're able to grow. Start small, keep it neat, keep it sizable until you're able to grow. Manage expectations. So tell your client if you're unable to deliver, if you can only deliver tomorrow, or if you have a stock out. And hopefully then your client is willing to understand those problems.
The
problem for lots of us Zambian businesses is that sometimes you really want to deliver, but you've got a problem. The machine is not working, you're waiting for the electrician, but you're not communicating and you're not telling your client that I can't deliver because of these problems.
Wow.
Sometimes communications actually can change all that. And I think that it's helpful if you speak to your customer or your client and let them know, I can deliver 100 today, tomorrow another 100, but I will deliver the order all in full by Friday.
Definitely hold that thought there. Yes, as we go out with communication, getting some great insight from Monica Musonda on how to manage yourself as an entrepreneur. One of the challenges that we're facing is really getting nicely warmed up in here. So don't go away. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, more from Monica Musonda. We're talking the rise of the entrepreneur. See you soon. And welcome back. Just before the break, we were talking about the value and the importance of communication. Communication is one of those things that Monica mentioned that could actually change everybody's life, because entrepreneurship is all about communication and the stages. If you're going to be late, tell somebody else and somebody else that you're going to be late, because that affects the delivery, right? Yes. So where does one look for advice as an entrepreneur? Because as you put it, it's as simple as communication, but it's one of the things that all of us, most of us fail at. It's like I won't say, not realizing that if I don't say, then Monica doesn't get to do her part of the story. So what advice can you give the entrepreneur? Where to get that help from? So
2 really great questions. I think, as you're saying, what advice as you're starting, and I think we're seeing a lot of incubation hubs where you can say, go to see some people and say, does this idea really make sense? Will it really turn into a business? And then the second one is, when you have a business, who can you turn to? And I think I hope I come into the latter, where people are now saying, oh, Monica, I have this business idea and I've been running it for a few months, but this is where I'm stuck. What do you think I need to do? Do I need to innovate? Do I need to change the product? Do I need to reduce the price? Do I need to understand what my customer wants? Things like that. Do I need to do some marketing? Should I change the marketing? So I think I have tried. It's really difficult on time management to help a few people who are running businesses much more.
But that's like mentorship, right?
Yes,
so you're like directly guiding them. Okay.
When I can. It's also not easy. Sometimes I myself are looking for mentorship, trying to grow. We've passed the early stages now. We're sort of more mature.
There's nothing like knowing it all. You're always constantly learning.
So I often looking at somebody who has done it before, who's much more successful, and saying, well, what did you do when they asked you this? Or where can I buy that cheaper? Or why does it turn this way? Is there another way to do it? And there are challenges because, one, the industry I'm in, very few women, first of all, very few Zambians. And I say this, manufacturing is dominated by very big companies who are sometimes foreign companies. And it's very difficult sometimes to share information information, but we're getting a lot more people in the sector now. And so we are sharing more, and we're seeing associations being much more vibrant. And so we're able to understand things. Like a perfect example is understanding taxation, which is really, really quite complicated.
Women, numbers, when you start taxation, financials, we tend to shy away from all those kinds of things.
And you
but
shouldn't, right? And because you can get the help. I mean, I'm not a numbers person, but definitely now, having run the business, I can tell you that this is the tax rate, this is what you do to pay tax, this attracts taxation, or how to read a balance sheet to know whether you're profitable or not profitable. Whether
there's money all over the place.
Exactly.
Especially when you're doing different things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just starts with the basics about understanding your spend, keeping your receipts, understanding when you need to pay something, can you get something on credit, how much you should be charging for your services or for your goods in order for you to make a profit to pay back everything else. Yeah. I
like that you mentioned there's a lot of incubation hubs. We see it coming up a lot in Zambia now, which is great, where young budding entrepreneurs can go to and ask for help. But what I'm interested in is something that you brought up that is so key, because I've had encounters with that as well. At what point do you know that your idea can actually become a business? Most people struggle with that. Just because I like this doesn't mean I can turn it into a business.
True. Yeah. And there's no easy answer, right?
Isn't,
sometimes you just have to try and fail. I mean, you would only know when you try. And that's why they say sometimes don't overthink it. I mean, you can do 5,000 spreadsheets. It's not going to help you. So maybe just try and see, because you're right. Not everything is a business idea, and not everything won't be a business. But the only way you're really going to know that is if you try. But also you have to make quick decisions. If it's not working, you cut your losses, right?
Cut your losses and move on. And that's what we're talking about. It's not all rosy in the entrepreneur journey. So today we're talking about some of the ifs, buts, and don'ts. And it's exciting out here on Style with Roses. We'll go for a quick break. And when we come back, a moment of greatness with Monica. Don't go away. You don't want to miss this. Are back, and today we are really talking about the rise of the entrepreneur. Interesting and inspirational insights from my beautiful guest, Monica. She's been sharing some of her experiences and lessons learned along the way as a budding entrepreneur. What do you do when you need advice? Where do you go to when you need to grow an idea into a business? It's been super interesting here today. And every time this name comes up, we are thinking greatness. So Monica, every time your name comes up, and I'm one of those fans, like, oh my God, Monica is so great. Oh, there's such greatness all around. You really do it for all of us. But now, from your own words, if I had to throw you a question back to you, if you had to reflect and think about greatness, what does that mean to you?
Greatness is at every stage of this journey for me. Greatness was starting out the business, hiring my first employees, getting the product on a shelf, and then getting feedback from a happy customer. I got a video on WhatsApp earlier this year from kids. A mom sent me a video saying, they love your easy noodles. And for me, that was greatness. I was like, you really create impact. People understand your brand and they support you. And for me, that felt really good.
For a long time, I actually didn't know, and excuse my ignorance after being your BFF, I'm so a fan. I didn't know Java Foods was actually Zambia. Easy noodles, easy noodles. Everybody, that's so popular, but I didn't really know that it was Zambian homegrown.
Isn't that the thing, though? That it means that there are many Zambian products, Zambian services, Zambian businesses, which are doing great things and just need the right profile. And they're Zambian. They're doing really, really well, but they just need that right profile. Yes,
for sure. And that's what greatness is to Monica. Greatness is the smile on the face when a child lights up with a bowl of cereal or easy noodles. Don't go away. And now she gets to experience how to pass the rose. We'll be right back. Stay right there. Welcome back. You are still watching Style with Roses with me, Rose Sibisi, and Monica Musonda. We're having an interesting and impactful conversation talking about entrepreneurship and how you need all these different elements around you in order to bud as a young budding entrepreneur. And this is the part where we come to, you have been given an award as Agribusiness Entrepreneur Woman of the Year 2017, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so you got passed on that nice award for all the work that you were doing. Congratulations for
Thank
that.
you.
So we like to give awards here as well. We've got our own award that we want to give to you. So I will have some roses brought to me here. The nice thing about roses is that they tell a story. So all the different colors mean different things. And on the Star Wars Roses set, we all thought that you deserve two.
Thank you.
You deserve two because these two blend together so well. The white rose always represents purity and youthfulness and just that fresh appeal to the way we do life. And we feel that you've handled that so well in bringing together products that are speaking to the young, that are innocent and pure, and just keeping that crispness around us. The red rose, as a flourishing rose, you know, when a rose is in a rose bush, we call it a flourishing rose because it always takes others with it. But red is for love. Red is for strength. Red is for that pillar that you depend on. So this pair is for you from all of us at Star Wars Roses to inspire you, encourage you, and award you as a flourishing rose.
Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. And for the support.
Yes.
I think the support, these sort of shows really make it worth it, that we know that you love us and love what we're doing.
Thank you so much. But then you get to pass on the rose as well. So you've talked so passionately about the journey and how people need help and guidance along the way. So we would like you to choose who you would like to pass those roses on to, speak to them, inspire them, and call them to action. I have been there. I am a rose just like you. Call out some other roses. Who are those roses and what do you want to say to them?
I think, Rose, I would like to pass the roses on to Zambian women. Zambian women who have so many burdens to carry, so many challenges, and who sometimes doubt that they can run a business and scale a business. Because a lot of us actually run little businesses but think that it's a little business. And actually, the business can be a big business, a great business. And therefore, I want to pass the roses on to each and every Zambian woman who's trying to run a business, that your day is coming, that you too will grow and you too will experience success.
Definitely. Oh, thank you so much. And that's for you, Zambian women. Monica Musonda calling you out and saying, you are beautiful, you are strong. There's nothing like a little business idea. Bring out the numbers. Let's scale up. Let's do this together. And as such, we will do what we do best, which is to bud, blossom, and flourish. This has been Star Wars Roses with Monica Musonda. Really inspired and impacted. Many more coming on. Keep watching. We will be right back with you next week. Remember to do you and bud, blossom, and flourish. Until the next time.
Shine like gold, bloom like a rose. It's a long way from the ground up, but you keep it moving, keep it non-stop.